Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really digging into something crucial, emotional intelligence, or EQ. Specifically, how tuning into it can, genuinely change your relationships, both personal and professional.
Absolutely. It touches pretty much every interaction we have.
Right. And our goal here is pretty simple. Pull out some real practical tips from our research that you can start using, well, today to build stronger connections.
Sounds good. Let's jump right in.
Okay, so maybe first, just a quick baseline. What exactly is emotional intelligence?
Yeah, EQ. It's kind of the hidden framework for how we interact, isn't it? So, quick definition from the research. It's basically understanding your own emotions, managing them, and picking up on what others are feeling, being attuned.
Okay, so recognizing and managing both your own stuff and reading the room, so to speak.
Exactly. And the key thing, really the most hopeful part, is that it's not fixed. You're not just, born with a certain EQ level. It's a skill you can actually build and strengthen over time with effort.
That's huge, the learnable part, because it means anyone can get better at this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's not some innate talent you either have or you don't.
Precisely. It takes work, but improvement is definitely possible.
So why is it so important for relationships specifically?
Well, our sources really frame it as maybe the secret sauce for relationships that last, the ones that can handle bumps in the road. It's what helps you navigate conflict, build trust, cut down on those misunderstandings that cause so much friction, makes love, more resilient when challenges pop up.
So it's not just nice to have, it's actually fundamental for connection, for making things work long term.
Absolutely fundamental. Without it, things can just drift apart or conflicts just keep escalating without resolution.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Where's the starting point if you want to cultivate this? The research points first to self-awareness and managing yourself, right? Looking inward first.
Exactly. Step one is often just pausing, learning to pause before you react. Before you jump in, just take a beat. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Even just naming the emotion can make a difference.
Creating that tiny gap between the feeling and the reaction.
Precisely. And tools like, journaling, even just a few minutes a day, writing down thoughts and feelings can help you spot patterns, figure out your triggers over time.
Yeah, that pause. It sounds simple, but it's tough in the heat of the moment, but clearly crucial.
It is. It takes practice. And then there's finding what helps you regulate, what calms you down. Maybe it's deep breaths. Maybe it's stepping outside for a minute, mindfulness exercises. Finding your personal calming techniques.
Okay, so you start getting more aware of yourself, better at managing your reactions. How do you connect that outwards to other people effectively?
Well, that flows naturally into empathy and really listening, active listening. And I mean listening to actually get where they're coming from, not just waiting for your turn to talk or thinking about your rebuttal.
Holding back on the immediate advice or counter-argument for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Try asking open-ended, curious questions like, how did that make you feel? Or what was going through your mind then? Show genuine curiosity.
And something else that stood out was validating their feelings. Just acknowledging the emotion, right?
Huge. That validation piece is massive. Even a simple, wow, that sounds really hard, or I can see why you'd feel overwhelmed. It builds connection faster than trying to fix it sometimes.
Makes sense.
And maybe even, quickly summarizing what you heard. So it sounds like you felt frustrated because of X, just to make sure you're on the same page. Oh, and don't forget nonverbals. Body language, tone.
Right. Paying attention to the whole message, not just the words. Okay, what's next?
Then there's improving how you actually communicate your own needs and feelings. Using I feel statements is a big one the research highlights. So instead of, you always interrupt me, maybe try I feel unheard when I'm interrupted because it shifts the focus from blame to your experience.
Takes the accusation out of it. Less defensive that way. And boundaries come up here too, don't they?
Definitely. Being clear about your own limits, what's okay and what's not okay, and also being really attentive and respectful of their boundaries. That creates safety.
Vital for trust.
Oh, and something else the sources bring up is understanding love languages. The different ways people tend to give and receive love.
Ah, yes. Gary Chapman's framework. Words of affirmation, quality time.
Right? Acts of service, gifts, physical touch. Knowing your partner's preferred language and yours, and consciously trying to speak theirs can really bridge gaps in feeling appreciated and connected.
A very practical tool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have self-awareness, empathy, communication, boundaries. What about when conflict inevitably happens?
Yeah, navigating conflict constructively is maybe the ultimate EQ test in relationships. A key tip is stick to the current issue. Try not to drag in unrelated past grievances, you know?
Right. Avoid the kitchen sink approach to arguments. Keep it focused.
Exactly. And it's absolutely okay to hit pause. If emotions are running really high and things are getting destructive, taking a time out to cool down is actually a really smart high EQ move. Agree to come back to it later.
That's a good one. Permission to pause. And also the idea of trying to assume good intentions. That seemed powerful.
Yeah, giving the benefit of the doubt, or at least actively considering other possibilities for their behavior before jumping to the worst conclusion, it can really change the whole dynamic of a disagreement.
So wrapping this all up then, what's the big takeaway?
I think the main thread through all the research isn't about achieving some kind of emotional perfection. I mean, that's not realistic, is it? It's more about the consistent effort, right? The willingness to learn from mistakes, to try these strategies, to repair connections when things go wrong, turning good intentions into, well, actual actions more often than not.
Yeah, it's definitely a practice, not a perfect state you arrive at. So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about is how could making even small shifts in how you handle your emotions, how you listen to others, how you communicate your needs, how could that ripple outwards? Not just making your closest relationships stronger, but maybe even creating a more understanding, more connected environment around you in general. Definitely some valuable stuff to chew on there. Thanks so much for tuning into this deep dive with us today.
That's it from us today. This is Lisa and Jim signing off from Pod Talk. Hope you all have an informative session. Please like and subscribe for more such sessions. We hope to see you soon with a brand new topic of discussion.